Hello, my love, and welcome back to another episode of the Queen of Pep Talks podcast. Happy Wednesday. I hope that you're having the best day ever. I can't help but giggle when I say it. I do truly hope that today has been absolutely incredible for you. And as always, if it is not, I am sending you so much love. I've had a couple of lower days myself this week, and I just want you to know that you are loved, and whatever you are going through in your life right now, this too shall pass. I am very, very excited for today's Join Jessica episode. I have actually not yet recorded the conversation that I'll be sharing on today's episode with my client, Kelly, but I am 1000% certain that it is going to be a very, very, very beautiful and powerful conversation. I adore Kelly. She is from the UK, and I'm not sure where the direction of our conversation will go because she's worked with me in so many different capacities. We've worked together inside of the Coach Incubator because she is also building a coaching business, which after the Coach Incubator, can we just say she did an in-person event. She was asked to be a speaker for somebody else. She took what I taught her inside of the Coach Incubator and she just ran with it. She went out into her life and she fucked shit up in the best way possible. I'm so incredibly proud of her. She also worked with me inside of the Love Your Body Bootcamp. She is registered for the Love Exercise Bootcamp, which I'm going to talk about in a couple of minutes. We begin on Thursday, but it's been incredible to witness her. I remember I had a lot of interaction with Kelly on Instagram, and I specifically remember her being a part of one of my lower paid masterclasses, and she had sent me a message saying how impactful it was for her, and her name looked so familiar because I had talked to her a couple of times in the DMs, and I thought to myself, I wonder why she hasn't joined any of my higher level programs. I wonder what's holding her back from joining an actual program, because masterclasses and programs are very, very different. I may talk about that on next week's Join Jessica episode so that you can understand what different levels of offers look like within my business. And if you're a coach, will be very beneficial for you. I did an episode on that previously, but maybe I'll talk about it again on next week's Join Jessica episode. But I wonder, why hasn't she joined any of my higher level group programs? It was not, I'm not kidding you, less than 2 weeks after that she reached out to me and she was like, hey, I'm interested in the Coach Incubator. I'm a Beachbody coach and I'm wondering if this would be beneficial for me. And I was like, well, yes, absolutely. Of course it would be beneficial for you. She came into that space and she just took what I taught and she ran with it. And she is now a confidence coach in the online space, still working through Beachbody, but I'm just so proud of what this woman is creating. It gives me butterflies in my stomach to watch women like Kelly transform before my eyes. Her confidence after taking the 10-day Love Your Body Bootcamp, literally it blows me away. She went on holiday shortly after that and she was wearing bathing suits and taking pictures of herself. Gosh, just to be a part of women's lives changing the way that they do when they come to work with me, it lights my heart and soul on fire. So today I'm going to be talking to you about opportunities there are currently to work with me and come closer in my world if you are so desiring to. I'm going to be talking about an offer here that I haven't talked about yet on Instagram. I'm also going to be talking about myself as a coach because I had a kind of really powerful realization this morning as I was posting something on Instagram after listening to a training from my own coach. And then we will get into Kelly's interview and conversation where you can hear what her experience has been like in working with me. And then I encourage you go connect with her on her social media if you so desire to. Kelly, I know you're going to be listening to this. I just want you to know, I'm sure I will tell you during our conversation, but I love you and I am so incredibly proud of you. It is such a joy for me to have you in my life and in my world and to be your coach and your mentor and just watch the way that you take what you learn and implement because your life has changed. One of the things Kelly said to me today when we were speaking in the DMs, she said, I just can't believe what this year is bringing to me. And I said to her, when you start to show up differently for yourself, the world starts to reward you. The universe will start to reward you. Your life will start to reflect who you are being to yourself. And it is just so beautiful. So before I jump into talking about the 4 different ways that you can currently work with me, one of them being brand spanking new, I want to talk about this realization that I had this morning as I was kind of typing out my day on Instagram as I usually do. If you took a look at my quote unquote get to do list today, just a handful of the things that I'm doing today that I shared on Instagram, I was reflecting at the end, as I always do, about how I'm feeling in this moment. And I said that I am so grateful to myself and so proud of myself for being a woman who can hold a multiple 6-figure a year business Because not only am I a coach in the online space, I am also a podcaster. I am a product developer. I am an influencer. I am a motivational speaker. I literally am the total package. And then I went on to thinking more about what women get when they come into my world. And I think that there's this sense of like, if you make an investment, you're losing money by making an investment in coaching. When the truth is, it actually couldn't be further from that. There is no lack or loss when you decide to hire someone as your coach, especially someone that you feel is embodying and living a dream of yours. If you have a dream in your life and I or someone else that you watch and aspire to achieve what they've achieved, if they've done something that you want to do and they're living and breathing a life that you would desire to have, why in the world would you not become closer to them so you can understand better how they got where they got? Investing in me, there is no loss or lack in investing in me as your coach. And I don't want to work with women who think like, oh, I'm losing money when I pay Jessica to be my coach. Because I know with certainty, I have lived a literal lifetime in the last 5 years. The things that I have accomplished for myself in the last 5 years: overcoming binge eating, becoming consistent as fuck, starting a podcast, writing an ebook, developing, selling, and shipping physical products with my Create Joy products, being an influencer in the online space, getting brand deals, doing motivational speaking in schools and in front of crowds of women, being a successful podcaster, having a product suite of dozens of offers, having generated over 7 figures in my coaching business. And not just the accolades of what I've achieved, but the woman that I am. I show up every single day for myself. I show up every single day for my clients. I show up every single day for my business. That's not normal. It is not normal for most people to show up powerfully in their lives and achieve everything that they want. I have done and learned so much that for me, there's no question of why someone would want to hire me. I know that I bring so much to the table. What I have done to get here, the research I have done, the books I have read, the coaches I have hired, the money I have invested in myself, I am fully certain and believe so deeply in what it is that I offer to the world that it's like, it makes me want to step into an even deeper level of inviting women into my world completely unapologetically. If you're a coach in the online space, I know that sometimes it can feel, we're made to feel like it's cringe to show up and offer what we have to offer. Like, oh my God, people will be annoyed with me. People won't like me. You have such a beautiful gift inside of you. You know that. Stop hiding the gift that you know people in this world need. I know that there are a lot of women out there who would love to be in the position that I'm in my life, to have their own very successful, multiple 6-figure a year business, whether it's in coaching, whether it's in podcasting, whether it's in influencing, whether it's in writing, whether it's in speaking, all things that I have experience in. There are also women who have no desire to have a business, but would also love to accomplish what I've accomplished. Weight loss, overcoming binge and emotional eating, consistency in habits and routines and rituals that make them feel good, and to be a woman who wakes up and feels proud of who she is, full of joy, full of gratitude. Most people are not living their life this way. And I think sometimes if you're in the personal development space, especially if you're a coach in the personal development space, you're probably surrounded by other high achieving women who think the way that you think. And what can happen is it starts to feel normal. It starts to feel normalized, like this is how everybody thinks, and this is how everybody lives, and this is how everybody shows up. And of course we go after our dreams, and of course we move out of our own way, and of course we call ourselves out, and of course, and of course, and of course. But the reality is most people in life are not having these conversations. So I want to tell you, you literally can have your life change when you decide to pull up a seat at a table with me. Because what I have done for myself and many, many, many women in this world in the last 3 years in my business, in the last 5 years in my own personal life, it's more than most people will ever achieve in their lifetime. And the lessons and the expertise and the guidance and the support and the accountability and the friendship and the love that I can offer you as your coach, it is priceless. So If you're sick of me offering you the opportunity to join my world, prepare to be even sicker of me offering you the opportunity to join my world. Because when you come here with me, and I hope that the conversations that I'm sharing on these Wednesday episodes are evidence of that. I have interviews lined up for 5 more women already, and I haven't even reached out to so many of the women who I want to bring on because it's just about the time of actually recording the episodes. I have thousands of clients that I could have conversations with that have had their lives changed in so many different capacities. Losing weight, overcoming binge eating, being consistent, showing up for themselves, starting businesses, scaling businesses, making money, making impact, improving the way that they feel in their lives. The opportunity for you to change your life with me is endless, and this is your invitation to do so. So if you're like, oh my God, Jessica, I'm lit up, and of course I want to hire you because what you've done is fucking amazing. What I have done is fucking amazing, and I will help you become a woman who feels so comfortable saying, what I have done is fucking amazing, because you deserve that. This is no more playing small in your life. No more quieting yourself down to keep others comfortable. No more pretending that you aren't powerful AF. I want you to show yourself and show the world who you really are. And I know that I am a bomb-ass coach who can help you change your life. So let's talk about how you can do so with me if you so desire. Let's first talk about the brand new offer that I don't think I have announced as of yet on Instagram. Maybe by the time you hear this, I will have. I might talk about it today, but probably won't until tomorrow by the time you have heard this episode. The first way you can join my world is I have a new offer for 1, maybe 2 women called Through the Finish Line. This is for a woman who wants private coaching, one-on-one coaching with me, November and December. So we are going to spend the rest of the year together privately, where you are going to get all access to me, one-on-one conversations on the daily, support in anything and everything you are going through in your life and or business. I desire for the woman who takes these spaces to be a woman who is an entrepreneur, who is a coach in the online space, and who wants to feel better in her business and create more success in her business in the final 2 months of the year than she has had the entire year to date. So if you're a coach, if you're an entrepreneur, maybe you desire to start a podcast, maybe you desire to start speaking, and you want to learn from me mindset and strategy, be supported in creating more success and more fun in the final 2 months of the year in your business, Through the Finish Line would be for you. This will include 45-minute calls every week. It will include daily Voxer support, all access pass to everything I know, picking my brain 24/7, support in your business. You're struggling, amazing, I got your back. You're celebrating, amazing, I got your back. You need a mindset shift, amazing, I got your back. You need a strategy, you want to develop a program, you want to talk about how to sell, you want to talk about how to launch, amazing, I got your back. Anything and everything that you need in your coaching business, I got you. Okay, so if this speaks to you, the final 2 months of the year, let's go through the finish line together, because this is a time where a lot of people start to fall back. And that's fine. If you feel like you're good in your business, you don't need to make another dollar for the rest of the year, hell yes. Take off November and December. I love that for you. But if you're like only wanting to quit your business until the start of the year because you're frustrated or you're disappointed, or you feel like I need to step things up, but I don't know how to step things up. I need to go to the next level, but I don't know how to go to the next level. I need more accountability. I need more support. This is your opportunity to do so. This is for a very particular type of woman, so you would need to send me a DM on Instagram so we can talk about this opportunity, okay? The other 3 opportunities are things that I have already talked about a bunch on the podcast, but I will just remind you of what is upcoming. We have 3 different types of offers here. We have the Committed AF Masterclass. This is a 2-day training, the final masterclass of 2022, an opportunity for me to teach you how to become committed to your word. So if you're a woman who's really good at keeping her word for other people and shows up for other people, but often finds that her own needs, wants, and desires are taking the back burner, this would be for you. Inside of this 2-day masterclass on day 1, I'm going to teach you the mindset and strategy of staying committed AF to yourself. And then day 2 will be a Q&A. This opportunity is only $20.23 right now. Price will be going up on November 1st. We also have the Love Exercise Bootcamp, which is a group coaching program. This program is for the woman who is ready to learn how to hold herself to a standard of care in the way that she cares for her physical body and her mental health beyond just being on a diet. I really want the woman who comes into this program to want to create consistency in her habits and taking care of herself because she loves herself. So if you're craving to learn how to love yourself enough to hold yourself to a standard of taking care of your physical body, including exercising, this would be a course for you. The vibe of these boot camps, they're literally so much fun. They are quick, they are potent, but they are so incredibly powerful in helping you have major breakthroughs, but also there are daily challenges that are going to help you take what you're learning every single day and apply it. So by the end of our 10 days together, you're going to have seen massive transformation within yourself. The 10-day Love Exercise Bootcamp includes a live welcome call. We then have multiple audio trainings. I think that there are 6 or 7 of them total. Each training will teach you something different about becoming a woman who is consistent and dedicated to keeping her exercise routine. And then we also have a final Zoom call at the end of the program for personalized coaching. But the coolest part about these boot camps, and this is something that I haven't offered in a lot of my other group courses, is we have 2 full Q&A days throughout the course of the program. So that means on day 4 and on day 8, you get an opportunity to be in Voxer with me, ask me anything related to what you're learning inside of the course, and I will provide you with personalized coaching and support. This is like unheard of in the online space. Normally, to get this type of support, you should be paying thousands of dollars for that container. The Love Exercise Bootcamp is $333. You can get the Love Exercise Bootcamp and the Love Your Body Bootcamp for $555. These are no-brainer opportunities. You will leave this boot camp with a completely different perspective on exercise, on consistency, on motivation, on your mental health, on the standard that you hold for yourself and the way that you feel in your body, the expectations that you have for yourself. What I'm teaching in this course can be applicable to every area of your life. That's why the mindset is so incredibly powerful. This course could change your life. I am so incredibly excited for the women who have already said yes. This is the only session of the Love Exercise Bootcamp that is happening this year. I may next year sell the bundle as a self-paced option. But again, it's time for you to decide that you're not waiting another day to start taking care of yourself the way that you desire to. Okay. And then the final way that you can work with me, which I'm just so excited about, the women that have been coming out of the woodworks to join this opportunity. It blows me away. We have the total package, and this is a high level mastermind for the woman who is building an online business and wants to be massively supported in doing so. Mastermind is an opportunity for you to be surrounded by other women who are building coaching businesses, but this mastermind is different than many that I see in the online space, especially from business coaches, because I'm not just giving you the high level mastermind aspect, I'm also giving you all of the audio trainings that will help you with the clarity around the strategy. So you're going to get access to literally a library of tutorials that will teach you anything and everything that you need to become massively successful. So if you need help with niche, ideal client, I got you trainings for that. If you need help with content, I got you with that. If you need help with branding, I got you with that. If you need help with developing an offer, you're not sure how to put an offer together that will be beneficial for your client and actually help them get the transformation that they want, I got you. You don't know how to sell, I got you. You don't know how to launch, I got you. You don't know how to set boundaries, I got you. You don't know how to do any of the really important critical pieces of building a massively successful online coaching business, your girl JJXO has got your back. The total package is going to be so good. I think that there are 7 or 8 women already in. If you desire to join this space, this would be an opportunity for you to go through the finish line with me. This will be 10 weeks taking us into January. So you will step into 2023 feeling fully equipped to be massively successful as a human and within your coaching business. Okay. If any of these opportunities speak to you, check the show notes of this episode for links. I will put links to Committed AF and the Exercise Bootcamp in there. The total package and through the finish line, we have to have a conversation. I need to make sure that you are a good fit coming into that space. With private coaching and masterminds, I am very particular about who comes into those spaces to make sure that your energy is right for me, my energy is right for you, and I'm protecting the collective of the space because I care so much about making sure you don't just get the teachings and the learnings and the strategy and the coaching. I also want you to get the sisterhood, because that's one of the most beautiful parts of the communities that I create in the online space. I am so excited for everything that is coming in the end of 2022, and we are going to kick off 2023 with a bang. If you are ready to do that, this is your opportunity to come closer in my world where I can help you change your life, improve your business, whatever it is you are craving to achieve. I'll say it again. I got you. I hope that you guys enjoy the conversation that I have with Kelly today. I love you all so very much, and I will talk to you on tomorrow's episode of the Queen of Pep Talks podcast, where I am sharing yet another powerful morning message with you. See you guys. Hello, my loves. I am so incredibly excited as I prefaced this conversation in the first portion of the Queen of Pep Talks podcast. I cannot wait to share a conversation with my client and the lovely Kelly, who, thank you so much for being here, Kelly. She's just like, I'm so excited, which I love that.
You said my name.
I love that so much. It makes me so happy that you're so excited to be here. And one of the reasons that I asked you to come on to this podcast is because you are such a dream client for me. Like, I love all of my clients who come into my world, but the ones who take what I say and take it seriously and implement it and start like seeing results immediately, like you are the embodiment of that. Like, I watched you come into the courses that you've taken live with me. You come in, you listen, you're active, and you don't just take it to heart. You like take it out in your life and you implement it, and things have shifted so quickly for you. And it just makes me so excited. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, but I want to share kind of with the audience what we were talking about before we started recording, which I had talked a little bit about at the start of this podcast episode. And I'd love for you to kind of share your thoughts around that. Is Kelly was someone who had reached out to me, I think once or twice, about different courses that I was running. I know you reached out to me about MBS in the past and never ended up signing up, which is totally fine. But then out of the blue, she's just like, hi, I want to join the Coach Incubator. And then she joins that. And then she joins the 10-day Love Your Body Bootcamp. And then she purchases like a masterclass bundle. And then she purchased the biz bundle. And then she purchased the food bundle. And then she signed up for the Love Exercise Bootcamp. And it was just like one thing after another. So go ahead and introduce yourself, share with the audience who you are, what you do. You're a confidence coach, right? Which is just so amazing. I'm so happy for you. So share who you are, what you do. And then if you want to talk a little bit about what it was like for you to come into my world when you first decided to pay for a masterclass or a program to work with me.
Yeah. So my name is Kelly. I am from Scotland, and I started, well, we'll talk about this a little bit later, but I am a Beachbody coach turned into a wellness and confidence coach. So when I first reached out to you, yeah, as you say, it was for the MBS, but I think the thought of investing in yourself is so scary. And I think especially being a mum, the thought of spending money on myself, it's a pest. It gets you overthinking. So yeah, I jumped into the Coach Incubator, jumped into Love Your Body Bootcamp, and now I'm basically a Jessica battle addict. I have a battle Bible with all your programs in it, and it's pretty heavy. I'm going to have to get
a battle Bible. I love that.
But yeah, basically I signed up as a Beachbody coach because I love exercise. I've always loved fitness, always loved working out, but I've also always struggled with confidence. And, you know, we live in a world where it was very much exercise was to lose weight. And you've got to be a certain shape, a certain size. So I felt very lost. And that's what made me really reach out to you, because I completely related to you. You also love to exercise, but you were kind of unapologetically you and anti-diet. And I just thought, how does that coexist? Because that's where I want to be. And signing up with you has given me clarity on that. And that's where my Beachbody support group is now a safe place for women to come into, where they just get to exercise for whatever reasons. And even if they need to lose weight for, you know, I've got a lot of women who are doing fertility treatments and such, it's a safe place to do that, because there's a big emphasis on mindset and loving yourself first. And what I want my job to be is to make sure that that journey is a happy and healthy one.
Yeah.
Because I know from personal experience that if you hate yourself at the start and throughout the journey, it doesn't matter what the scales say, it doesn't matter what your relationship with gravity is at the end, you're still going to look in the mirror and hate yourself. So
Yeah,
it's been a
absolutely.
complete powerful shift for me. And yeah, you were just the perfect person to give me clarity, because I felt like we were quite similar. Like I was looking at you saying, how is she doing this? Because I feel so confused by it. How can I be with Beachbody, but then also feel like women shouldn't have to be this size or that shape? So
Yeah.
yeah, you've given me clarity on that, and that's what made me obsessed. Now you can't get rid of me.
I love that you said that though, because I think as coaches, that's exactly what we get to be for people. Like I say it a lot, but if you are looking at someone who is living or embodying something that you're like, I want to have that, and you don't have the clarity on how to get there, like get closer to that person because they can probably teach you how they achieved it. Right. And that's what I'm so happy. I know we've talked a lot about my journey with Beachbody and the things that I didn't really resonate with. And I'm so happy now to see that the company in and of itself is shifting, calling themselves Body, which is amazing. I think that taking the emphasis off of the need to change the physical body to be okay with yourself is so important, because like you said, you can be 100 pounds or 300 pounds. If you don't work on the way you're thinking, your body's not going to change the way that you feel about yourself. It's really not about the way that you look. I saw the reel that you did recently of like the negative self-talk, and it's not from the reflection, it's from how you've been treating yourself. And that's one of the reasons why I can live in a heavier body but be so happy, because how I treat myself is like top notch, better than ever. It's not about my reflection, it's about who I am to myself. And that's what I crave for the women who come into my world to understand is, you know how to diet, you know how to lose weight, but you don't know how to treat yourself well, and you're never going to be happy until you learn how to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you feel like was your primary goal when you came into my world? It was probably the focus was you, or was the focus the business? Because I know we've worked together in both capacities, and I feel like you've just like gone out there and like fucked shit up in the best way. Like you're just like, take it, go do it. And I'm just like, you're a massive success story, but it's like not just in one area, which I think a lot of people struggle with is, how do I improve myself while at the same time building a business? And you're really beautifully doing both of those things. So when you found me, was the focus you, or was the focus the business? How did that feel for you?
So the focus was the business. The coach incubator spoke to me because I felt, as I say, like I felt a bit lost. I wanted to be a good coach through Beachbody, but I knew that what I wanted to do was more than just get these women to press play. It was a mindset thing that, you know, that's what I wanted to do. But then the Love Your Body Bootcamp popped up, and I had my first family holiday looming. I've got two kids. I've got a wee boy who's 3 and a little girl who's 4. And I was just so determined not to miss out on moments because I was too busy being horrible to myself. And I didn't want my son as well, but my daughter especially, I didn't want her to see me running out in a towel and then quickly running into the pool and then grabbing a towel. I didn't want that. So the Love Your Body Bootcamp was for me, but it was also because I felt like I was in my group and I was cheering these women on and I was supporting them, I was encouraging them, but I wasn't doing that for me. So I knew that it was going to help both worlds. It was going to help my personal life and the business. Because I think one of the first things we wrote down in Love Your Body Bootcamp was your relationship with your body. And I wrote down roller coaster, unpredictable, and disappointed. That was the 3 words I wrote down.
How do you feel about your body now?
I feel like my body's the least interesting thing about me, but it's also smoking hot.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Praise be, bless the Lord. That's exactly what it should be. Like the body and food and weight loss, it consumes our minds. And it's like, oh my gosh, life is just so much bigger than that when you learn to like really understand that those things don't mean as much as we're making them mean. You get to find so much passion and purpose in your life when the thoughts aren't just constantly how I look and how other people are perceiving me and how I perceive myself and feeling like shit. Like that's not a fulfilling life at all.
No. And I had so many amazing light bulb moments through Love Your Body Bootcamp. Like everybody needs to get on it. Yeah. I think it was the space that allowed me to really analyze my thoughts and give them a safe space to kind of come forward. One of the main light bulb moments for me was when you were getting us to write down our ideal body story. Not to give too much about the program away, but you need to do it anyway.
That's fine.
But and I wrote down healthy and strong and fresh. And then I was like, well, these are all feelings. They're not. But then as I was writing that down, there was a voice in my head shouting, small, small. You want to be small. I was like, no, shut up. No. What is that? And I wrote down before it even clicked in my head, I want to be invisible. And then I sat there with the workbook and I was like, no, I don't. And that was a major light bulb moment for me, because I'm a 5-foot Scottish sledgehammer. There's nothing invisible about me. Like when I walk into the room, I'm loud, and that's just who I am. So to realize that at the core was what my kind of voice was telling me really was like the first piece of the puzzle. And I realized that there was a lot of memories that I didn't even realize was stored as memories that then came up. And I was like, so that's why I've got this voice saying I want to be invisible. And as soon as I realized that, then came this fire to be like, oh, hell no. Like that girl in academy who was nasty to you, no, we're not going to be invisible for her anymore. Like that boy on a night out who was creepy, we're not going to be invisible because of him anymore. And it just came with such a sense of power, because I'd listened and I'd honed in on that voice instead of just ignoring it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's incredible how in such a short period of time you can bring to your awareness the things that have kind of subconsciously been haunting you for a really long time, but you haven't given them any intentional thought. It's like our minds play on repeat all day long about how we currently feel in and about our bodies, but it's scary to take quiet time to sit and reflect on where that's coming from and what has made you feel that way. And to actually like navigate conversations with that part of you to say like, I don't want this to rule my life anymore. I don't want this to be my future. That's not who I am anymore. So that you can actually leave it behind you without it haunting you, like you said, for the rest of your life. So
I also I had an exciting realization today. I am 60 days scale free today.
That's amazing. I love that. Yes.
I stopped weighing myself 2 weeks before the holiday because I realized I was doing so much work on detaching emotion from it and just the scales, and I went over and over it. But then you were a guest on a podcast and you said something along the lines of, on the journey to feeling good, don't do things that don't make you feel good. And I realized, well, that's the scales. And instead of trying to fix how I feel about them, why don't I just chuck them in the bin?
Yep.
So that's what I did. And not knowing what that number was when on holiday was freeing.
Yep.
It was so freeing. Yep. So yeah, you've given me that freedom, because I would never have thought, I don't think 60 days scale free. Probably haven't done that since I was about 13, 14. And I'm now 35.
Oh my gosh. But the thing too was your confidence when you were on holiday, like you were like you were propping your phone up and doing photo shoots. You posted pictures in your bathing suits, like your try on haul. Like we're not just talking about like, okay, I've grown to the point that I'm like, okay. It's like your confidence just like, it just started radiating out of you, because you were like, I'm going to prove to myself that I can be happy in this body that I'm in and take care of myself in this body that I'm in. And that's what you're embodying. And I think, like you were saying a little bit ago, so many women have this like tie in their minds of, I only take care of myself when I'm on a diet. And it's just, they live in this all or nothing yo-yo diet way of thinking where they're taking care of themselves or they're sabotaging themselves. And it's like, you cannot be on a diet. You cannot weigh yourself, but you can also exercise every day. You can take care of your mindset. You can have standards for how you treat yourself. And you're doing that for you. And you're leading by example, and your clients that you're working with, your children, everyone is watching that. And it's like, we want to teach people through our spoken word, but people are watching more than they're listening, right? People are paying attention to who you're being, and through the changes that you've embodied, like you're teaching the people in your world how to show up differently for themselves too.
Yeah, I wanted to be somebody's Jessica by that pool. I was like, if they can see me strutting about, I hope that makes them go, oh, I can do it too. Yes. And the interesting thing, what you say about treating yourself well, I ate better on that holiday than I ever have. Usually holidays for me are, I'm away from the scales, quick binge, eat as much as you can, as fast as you can, because when you're home and the scales are there, you're going to have to eat nothing again. Whereas just not having that voice in my head and just eating what I wanted, for nutrition, for fuel, for joy. Just, I treated myself so much better. I think I even messaged you that when I was on holiday. I was like, I'm having the best time. Thank you.
Yeah, because you get to actually live in the moment and like be on the vacation, be on the holiday instead of thinking about what am I going to feel like when I get back home because I've been binge eating the whole time I'm here and I'm going to have to get on the scale and I'll be up 20 pounds. Like you get to live in the moment. And that's what life is about. So many of us are consumed by how we're going to feel in the future because of how poorly we're treating ourselves right now. And it's like, you get to treat yourself so well today and tomorrow and the next day. And you don't have to worry about how you're going to feel next week because you're just constantly serving yourself with love and compassion and respect. And that's a beautiful life.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I know at least from my perspective and from the many beautiful conversations we've had, I know the goals that you had for yourself when you came into working with me, I would certainly say that you've achieved them and beyond. I think from my perspective, you have taken far more than I would anticipate, right? I think that you're literally just like, you worked so hard on yourself in every space that we have shared together. And that for me as a coach is just beautiful to witness. How would you say your life feels now in comparison to how it felt before you started working with me?
Oh, it feels so different in the best way. Just the simplest things, like the getting rid of the scales has been the most amazing thing. I always felt like I needed the scales to keep me in control. And through working with you, it really has made me feel like I am the one in control. I am in control of my life. And I trust myself to treat myself better.
Yeah.
And, this has trickled down into my business as well, because I now make sure that we do like in-person confidence challenges. So if there's somebody who said that, they've got a feet of water, then we went paddleboarding a couple of weeks ago. And I just want everyone to start prioritizing how they live over how they look, because there's so many memories that should be amazing that were spoilt because I was horrible to myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just give people permission to go with this new change. It's so funny because I think back at how obsessed I was with the scales and needing to be a certain size, and exercise was to lose weight. And I think, gosh, who was that person?
Yeah.
It's so weird to look back. I went through my Love Your Body Bootcamp workbook and reading the first couple of pages, I was like, who is this girl?
And that was literally that was in July. So we're like talking August.
Yeah, it's not even that long ago.
3 months ago. Like I think sometimes people think, and I was guilty of this in my life, like it's going to take so long for me to change, when it's like time is passing regardless of if you're working towards it or you're not. But truthfully, so much can change in 10 days inside of that Love Your Body Bootcamp. Almost every single woman in that space, I watched them come in one person and leave another person. Like the shifts that happen, so powerful in such a short period of time. If you decide that you're worth investing in and you're going to be dedicated to not just listening and learning, but actually applying, you can, in 3 months, you've created a woman that you don't even fully recognize yet, which is just so amazing for you, because the rest of your life is going to get to be so beautiful and so special and full of moments and memories that aren't clouded by the negativity towards yourself and the thoughts of food. My wedding day is clouded by memories of my relationship with food. That's really sad. And so many women are going to live the rest of their lives that way because they don't want to do the uncomfortable and scary work, or they're convinced that it doesn't work. Yeah.
8 weeks before my wedding, I was training so hard to get thin for my dress that I broke my wrist doing a box jump. I got my cast off, I think it was 10 days before my wedding. So like I couldn't really toast because I had this.
Oh my God.
And I said, oh my goodness, what were you playing at, Kelly? Like,
how so many women live their lives just believing that the skinnier I am, the happier I'll be. And I'm so happy that the work that we've done together has been evidence for you that you can take care of your body in a really beautiful and loving way, but you can also accept it as it is at the same time.
Yes. And I think as well, a major takeaway from your courses is that it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to love my body every single day. But the difference is when I look in the mirror and go, ugh, I don't think, oh, my body's awful. I think, oh, we're having a bit of a bad mental day.
Yep.
We're having a bad mind day. There's nothing wrong with my body. My mind is being a bit of a bitch today.
Yeah. And
Tomorrow she'll be nicer.
yep. And the mind will do that. People think it's about being perfect and feeling good all the time. That's not the reality. We all still have hard days, and actually have a post that I'm writing right now about bad body image days because I still have them. I love my body. I'm so grateful for everything it does for me. That doesn't mean I look in the mirror every single day and think you're the hottest bitch on earth. Like most days I do, but some days I don't. Some days I don't, just like some days you don't. It's just, it's a normal part of it, but that shouldn't be justification to give up on caring about our bodies and taking care of our bodies, because they deserve our love and compassion on those days the most, because those are the days we want to tear it apart, but that's when we really need to be giving to it the most.
Yeah.
I'm so incredibly proud of you. I'm so grateful that I've had the opportunity to know you and work with you and continue working with you. We have the Love Exercise Bootcamp starting on Thursday, which I'm so excited about.
Time.
It's going to be amazing, just like everything else, because I know you'll take what you learn and apply it in your life. And one of the things that you said, and I want to share this for any of the coaches who are listening to this, you said you joined the 10-day Love Your Body Bootcamp for yourself, but also for what you knew it could teach you to then give to your clients. And I think that's something a lot of coaches tend to overlook, is like, if you feel like, and I get this, if you feel like you've embodied something in your life or you've learned something, but you find it difficult to learn how to teach that to others, listen to someone else teach it to others, because you're going to learn, oh, okay, that resonates. Maybe I could teach it that way, or maybe I could talk about it that way, or maybe I could structure it that way. And you're going to get to give, my goal as a coach is to teach you so you can teach as many people as possible, right? Like you get to take what you learn in working with me and share that with your people so that we can together collectively impact and change the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah. I love that so much. I'm so grateful to be a mentor to you and to have you take what you're learning with me and teach it to your people, because we really do need more women with this mindset, because I just think about the young women of the next generations. Like we could save them so much if we would just be willing to work on ourselves first and have these conversations so that we can all lead by example and teach them what really matters, so they don't have to spend their teens, 20s, and 30s consumed with their body and food and their weight and what they look like, because that's not living. And it's much harder to undo that than it is to just never give it to them in the first place.
And the scary thing about the next generation is like I came from a family, my mum, my goodness, the sun shines out my butt. My mum told me I was beautiful like 10 times a day, every day. But society still got in there. You know, the negative voices here and there still got in there. And the next generation, they've got social media.
Yep.
They've got all these images being rammed into their eyeballs. So I'm so passionate about, like awakening women and just being like, let's put a stop to this. We've got to save these girls.
Yes,
save my daughter.
Absolutely. I don't have kids or even plan on having kids, but I care about other people's children. I care about the little girls that I see walking on the street that are like already, I was reading something that said by the age of 5, most young girls already think they're fat. Like by the age of 5, like that's heartbreaking and that's sad. And it's just, like you said, with social media, that's a whole new layer of influence that we can't really stop. So it's like we have to empower young women and young men to really love and appreciate themselves and focus on what really matters, which is the way that you think about yourself. I love it so much. So I'd love to ask, if you were able to talk to someone who is on the fence of like, maybe they're like, I want to join the Love Exercise Bootcamp. I want to join the bootcamp bundle. I'm not sure. Or maybe they want to sign up for business coaching with me. They're on the fence, but they're still unsure. They're maybe a mom and afraid of investing in themselves. Maybe they feel selfish. Maybe they're worried that it's not really going to work. If you could say something to her, what would you say?
I would say you are watching Jessica for a reason, and it's because you're pulled into this world. Something is drawing you into this world. So you are worth it. Go for it. You know, invest in yourself. It's going to be the best investment. Like I just love the spaces you create. You create a safe space for people to really look inward and dive into themselves and learn. And I think Coach Incubator is a perfect example for me. That wasn't just a case of I paid it, I did the course, it's done. As my business grows, I will go back and repeat that course because it will always change.
Mm-hmm.
Same for the Love Your Body Bootcamp. That day, it was just on Friday, I made a reel about the negative talk. That day that I was having a bad mental day, my body was still fabulous. I went into the workbook and I read over it and I did. So it's something that's going to last forever. And it sounds cheesy, but it will and could save your life. Like, you are worth it. This has just completely changed my life. And with changing my life, it's going to, change my children's lives. And yeah, just, you're worth it. I think it will be a lot of people being held back, spending time on yourself, spending money on yourself. But yeah, can't say enough. You are worth it. Go for it. Do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that so much. And I believe I say this a lot when I talk about the opportunities that I offer to women to come into my world. If you don't believe you're worth it, that's evidence that you could really use some coaching, because you deserve to look in the mirror and see a woman staring back at you who deserves not just to invest her money, but her time and her energy and her attention into herself. And the better you are for you, the better you're going to be for everybody who you come in contact with in your life. And I agree. Every human is worthy of having a mentor or a coach. And like you said, it really does. It lasts a lifetime. Like, I still have a coach. I very rarely reach out to her because I know in my head what she would say to me. Like, her coaching will live with me for the rest of my life. And the tools and techniques and strategies and mindset shifts, they will last you a lifetime, and they can better your life forever if you give yourself that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so proud of you for giving yourself the opportunity. I'm so grateful for everything that we've done together, everything we will continue to do together. Thank you for coming on to the podcast and sharing your story.
I'm so excited. It's going to be so strange. I listen to your podcast all the time and I'm going to be like, oh no, it's me.
It's quite uncomfortable to listen to yourself back, but This was a beautiful conversation. And I think it's beneficial for you to listen to, because you're going to recognize your own growth. Sometimes we're so close to ourselves that we don't always see how much we're growing. But this conversation, I think, is such evidence of how much growth you've experienced since you've come into my world and since we've started working together. And I'm just so proud of you for everything you've done for yourself and everything you are to my communities. It's such a pleasure to have you in my world.
Thank you. And thank you for having me. And just thank you for doing what you do. You're amazing.
You're amazing too. I love you. All right, you guys, that is it for today's episode of the Queen of Pep Talks podcast. I hope you enjoyed this conversation with Kelly. I will put her Instagram handle in the show notes of this episode. If you want to connect with her, highly, highly recommend, especially if you're looking to feel more confident in your life and in your body. All right, guys, I love you. And I'll talk to you on the next episode of the Queen of Pep Talks podcast. See ya.